Levack Goz here with you on 104.5 The Team, and joining us now, he's an NFL insider for the Sporting News. Vinnie Iyer joins us. And Vinnie, before we get to Super Bowl 52 and previewing that matchup, let's recap the conference title games, and let's start with New England versus Jacksonville. Why were the Patriots again able to come back down by double digits and win a playoff game?
Well, I think in that particular matchup, we'll go zoning on this, is the Jaguars don't really change up what they do. They stuck with the same formula there. It was very successful, obviously, throughout the season and in that game up to that point. But it was the same look over and over again with the cover three. And then Tom Brady, at some point, if he sees the same look over and over again, is going to find the one weakness in that, and that was Danny Amendola. So that's all it takes for Tom Brady in any of these games, that he's leading these big comebacks or trying to overcome a very tough defense. It comes to one matchup. If he's open and one guy's going to keep beating his guy, Tom Brady's going to find it. That's what sets him apart from the rest, is he doesn't care how he gets it done. He's going to find someone to do it.
I'm glad you answered that question nice and long, because if you'd simply just said Tom Brady, I would have accepted that and just moved on. But I appreciate you actually giving some info on the answer. That matchup was a close game. Jacksonville's in the mix there in the fourth quarter in comparison to Philadelphia versus Minnesota, where the Vikings go down, they score their first touchdown of the game, and then after that it's unanswered. Philadelphia roars back and destroys Minnesota. Why were the Eagles so dominant in their victory?
It came down to what team could execute throwing the ball better downfield. And if you looked all season, that was Case Keenum and the Vikings with his receivers. But I think the one thing about Case Keenum, he had some turnover issues in some key games when being aggressive. But with Nick Foles, he just is a kind of a boomer bust type quarterback. Once you get in a rhythm, it doesn't matter if he's throwing short passes or deep passes. That guy just gets into a zone where you can't stop him when he's playing kind of playground like football. That's what really happened. I think the Vikings just were not prepared for that. It's a team that typically covers everything well downfield, and the Eagles just was a high degree of difficulty keeping Foles in there for a long time. They had to cover for a long time, and with receivers as talented as Alshon Jeffrey, Nelson Aguilar, and Zach Ertz, you're going to get a team on the back end quite a few times.
And I know the voting ends at the end of the regular season, but I look at somebody like Doug Peterson on the sidelines for the Philadelphia Eagles, and I know Sean McVay's been fantastic. Doug Marrone gets Jacksonville to the playoffs, but are we talking about already still young in his 10 years as a head coach as one of the best coaches in all of the NFL?
Yeah, I don't think you've got enough credit for this run, but you look at the key injuries they've had, not just Carson Wentz, they lost Darren Sproles early, they lost Jordan Hicks, the middle linebacker, they lost Casey Peters, their left tackle. These are major, major guys, two guys that call the plays on your offense and defense, and he's helped to keep this team on track and the next man up. He's really believed in that, and I think some people saw when they hired him that he's going to be like Andy Reid, a little bit, be conservative and maybe hold back, but he's been the exact opposite. He's taken the best steady nature of Andy Reid to always hold the course, but also push it to the next level with his aggressive play calling.
Vinnie Iyer from the Sporting News, the NFL insider, joins us here on the phone lines on Levack Goz on 104.5 The Team. And I know we're still about a week away from the actual matchup out on the field, but your early impressions of Super Bowl 52, the matchup we see here between the Eagles and the Patriots.
Yeah, I put up the matchup now on sportingnews.com, kind of in depth, looking at both sides of the ball for both teams here, and I see a lot of ways for these teams to score points. And the Eagles might do it with a whole bunch of different guys. I think the Patriots might do it with a couple guys there, Brandon Cooks and Rob Gronkowski. But these teams should go up and down the field on each other. There's too many holes on the defenses, especially in the middle of the field there, where these teams can't exploit that. So I would expect it to be a high-scoring game. I don't think anyone's going to expect this to be a low-scoring defensive game. I get how the Eagles and Patriots have been very good defensively of late, but you got two offenses with just too much firepower. It's going to be fun, and that's going to make it an exciting Super Bowl.
Not named Tom Brady and not named Nick Foles. Can you give me one player on each team that could be the biggest factor in the game that could swing it in favor of their respective teams winning Super Bowl 52?
I think you have to look at the Jay Ajayi for the Eagles. The Patriots have really struggled against the run at times, and this Eagles running game that was number 3 in the NFL. They get a lot of chunk runs. He's been outstanding in the past several games here. He's got his footing as their workhorse back after coming over from Miami. So he's fresh. He can do some things here. They've kept him fresh potentially with splitting carries, but now it's his time to go at it. So he's a guy that can definitely take over the game. We've seen him do the 200-yard games. And then on the other side, you got to go with Gronk. I mean, he's the guy that if he's cleared in this game, which we expect from the concussion protocol, he should be a big, big factor. And the Eagles, if you look at their history this year, they've struggled with tight ends of his build all season.
I know earlier I referenced the Coach of the Year possibility for Doug Peterson, but the day before the Super Bowl, it is the NFL Honor Ceremony, and those season awards will be out. Two in particular really jump out to me. This year's NFL MVP award and this year's Defensive Player of the Year award. If you had a vote, which way would you lean towards, and who do you believe is most likely to win those season-end awards?
Well, I think it's probably going to be Tom Brady, and it's probably going to go because of the other MVP candidates kind of falling out at the end there. Carson Wentz not being able to survive the season. You got Todd Gurley has some sentiment, might be the runner-up there, but Brady at age 40, we've not seen anyone do that, and we look at the team around him. He's really carried this team this season and just maybe the best offensive player in the league still at his age. So you got to go there with Tom Brady for MVP. I think Defensive Player of the Year, at Sporting News, the NFL players voted Calais Campbell. I think he has a good shot of winning that award from the AP side of things with the honors as well. But I think that's going to be a little closer. You're going to have some good competition there from Jalen Ramsey. You can throw in Aaron Donald, but definitely Cameron Jordan of the Saints. So you've got several guys that can compete there for that award. It's always a little bit surprising who gets it because there's a lot of strong candidates, but I think we'll definitely have a new winner. And we've had J.J. Watt. He's obviously not going to get it, and Khalil Mack, with the Raiders having a down season, isn't going to get it again.
So as we're leading up to the Super Bowl, one of the questions we're asking both fans and insiders and ex-players and others is that how is Super Bowl Sunday for them? What do they do? Now, I know you're in the media, so it might be a different situation, but take me through a Super Bowl Sunday for Vinnie Iyer.
Well, I think you get up excited as well as the players do because it's a big day. You want to enjoy it and to take in. It's always incredible with each passing Super Bowl that I get to attend, but I kind of have to pinch myself to say, I'm here. I watched this game all the time when I was growing up, and I get to be here. And I think the players obviously feel the same way, that they've been dreaming of getting to this game and running out of the tunnel and experiencing all the pomp and circumstance that comes with a Super Bowl. So that's how I think everyone's kind of feel. It's still one of the best major events. It doesn't matter if it's sports or anything else. It's an event day that you look forward to like no other, and enjoying it in many different ways across America.
He is an NFL insider for the Sporting News, Vinnie Iyer. Vinnie, enjoy Super Bowl 52, man. We'll talk again soon, probably after the game. Try to stay warm here in Minnesota. We'll do our best, and we'll talk again soon.
All right, thank you.